Hello there. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome. It's another edition of Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm Rick Arsenal, your host. If you haven't done so yet, get down there in the corner, smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. We're going to do a brief 10 to 15 minute catch up, if you will, briefly, get you caught up on what's going on in our area in the way of sports. I think when we start with college basketball, Michigan Wolverines at 17-1, ranked third in the country, have a big game tonight, nationally televised on Fox at home in Chrysler against the Ohio State Buckeyes. I believe that's an 8 o'clock tip. Michigan State will play tomorrow at noon against Rutgers. I think that's on the Big Ten Network. They're 17. Let's back up here. I said Michigan was 17-2. They're 17-1. Michigan State is 17-2. And so Michigan plays Ohio State tonight. Next 3 games are at Chrysler. Okay, they've got Tuesday night, they've got a big matchup against undefeated Nebraska. That's right, undefeated Nebraska. See how things have gotten turned around here. Nebraska used to be a football powerhouse. Nobody knew anything about Nebraska basketball. Now it's just the opposite. Since Tom Osborne is long gone from Nebraska, they become a rather irrelevant Big Ten team. But this year in basketball, they're very good. And who would have thunk it? And just, of course, just the opposite of Indiana. They didn't, till the last couple of years, they were one of the losingest programs ever in college football. And thanks to what the Kirk Cignetti's done the last couple of years, they're a national champion. So, by the way, did you watch the game Monday night? I thought it was a pretty good game. And the ratings, ESPN and ABC have to be very happy with the ratings on that game Monday night. And congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers, national collegiate champions. All hail the Hoosiers. So anyway, Michigan has this game with Nebraska Tuesday, and then a week from tomorrow. No, I'm sorry, it's a week from tonight. Another big game at the Breslin Center against the Michigan State Spartans. That's also a national TV game on Fox. Michigan State, on the other hand, they've got the noon game tomorrow against Rutgers, and then I believe on Tuesday they will play Maryland prior to the game against Michigan Friday night. So they get you caught up on that. Red Wings. Tough loss last night against a very good Minnesota Wild team. They had a 1-0 lead, 2-1 lead, and a 3-2 lead. And shortly after the Red Wings scored every goal, it seemed like within a minute or so after that, Minnesota would answer the goal of their own. And 45 seconds into overtime, they had the game-winning goal. They've been playing so well of late. I like what Todd McClellan says. At least we got a point out of it anyway, which is fine. They're in their first place right now in the Eastern Conference, but that's really at this point it doesn't mean much. They got 67 points. Tampa is in second place with 66 points. So the Wings are 31-16-5. The Lightning are 31-13-4. But they play. How's that possible? What they're doing with this NHL scheduling is beyond me. But Wings have played 52 games right now. Tampa Bay's only played 48. I guess what I'm getting at is these standings don't mean a whole lot right now. So the Wings will play tomorrow night at Winnipeg before coming home, next week to take on the LA Kings. On Thursday, I think they're playing the Washington Capitals. Next Saturday, they've got the Colorado Avalanche all at home before they head out west for a couple of games at Denver and Salt Lake. And then that's it. We've got the Olympic hiatus. Okay, they're The Olympics are what, between February the 5th and the 25th. So the Wings, after next week, will not play again until the 26th. I said before, after next Saturday, when they take on the Avalanche, that's the 31st. They don't have another game at Little Caesars until March the 4th. Is that going to affect their momentum at all? We'll wait and see. By the way, the NHL trade deadline, because of all this, is very late this year. It's March the 6th. That's only 5 weeks before the season ends, March the 6th. And if you're Steve Yzerman, Cam Talbot, he needs to go out and find a more reliable backup goalie. Gibson is elite. He's been standing on his head. He's done a great job. Had the night off last night because they were playing back-to-back games. And if I were Steve Yzerman at the trade deadline, I would focus on trying to bring in a reputable veteran backup goalie. To me, that would be my number one target, if you will, right now. Number one need, maybe. Find a reputable backup goalie. I don't know how difficult it would be to acquire one, but I think they'll make the playoffs. Will they win the division? Can they win a playoff series? That remains to be seen. I want to see what happens in March. We got a long way to go yet. So I'll still caution you to pump the brakes on the Wings before I see what they do with the. Look, last year they were playing well, and then came the hiatus for the 2-week hiatus, I think, was it, for the Four Nation face-off. And they did not play well afterwards. After that, they did not make the playoffs, as you know. So anyway, Winnipeg tomorrow night. Pistons. Let's do this first. We're sponsored in part by the Finish Line Family Restaurant on Carlton Road in Hillsdale, directly across the street from Aeroswick Printing, in our area, serving our area now for more than 4 decades, more than 40 years. You won't find a better sit-down restaurant. Comfort food. Don't forget the expanded hours now. Monday, Thursday, and Friday from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Award-winning breakfast served all day. Great family atmosphere, fast, friendly service. A lot of great new menu items. I've tried them all. They're all very good. Just remember one thing. When you fuel up from food at the Finish Line Family Restaurant, you'll always finish first. I guarantee you that, and I'll see you there. We're also brought to you in part by Barron Insurance on the corner of M99 and US 12 in downtown Jonesville, 517-849-1000. That's BarrettINS.com. Barron Insurance, protecting your dreams. As I said, on M99 and US 12 in downtown Jonesville, 517-849-1000. Barron Insurance, protecting your dreams. That's BarrettINS.com. Pistons play tonight. They host the Houston Rockets at Little Caesars. Pistons come in 32-10. The Rockets are 26-16 in 4th place in the West. I think the Pistons are in pretty good shape physically tonight. I know Cade was out the other night in New Orleans, but I think they were just resting him. I think he's going to play tonight. Should be a good game at Little Caesars. 7:30? I think it's 7:30 tonight. Yeah. Okay. Nothing new to report on the Turk Scuba front. I think I may have mentioned Wednesday that his agent, Scott Morris, said he has not completely closed the door to the Tigers re-signing him. I don't know. We're less than 20 days away from the start of camp. Pitchers and catchers report on February 11th. That's just 3 days after the Super Bowl. The rest of the squad comes in on the 15th. Players who are participating in the WBC, the World Baseball Classic, will report to their respective venues on February 12th. I don't know what the owners are supposed to, apparently more furious than ever after this Kyle Tucker signing by the Dodgers last week, and are more united than ever that there will be a lockout prolonged lockout next year. Union steadfastly maintains there will not be a salary cap. The owners say, yes, we will have a hard cap. I was predicting wouldn't be any baseball next year until June or July. I'm going to predict right now there won't be any baseball at all next year. Nothing. And if indeed that is the case, it's always the little guy that suffers, not these, not these multi-millionaires and billionaires, but the little guys that have part-time jobs to help supplement their income. Arizona, Florida, who depend a lot on that spring training revenue for their economy. Just like an actor strike, I was in Hollywood back in 1979, 1980, when the actors walked out for 90 days back there. They hit the bricks. They had plenty of money, but it was people behind the scenes that suffered through those 3 months. And it's the same way here. Exact same thing. Sad, but I think it's going to happen. I'll be surprised if it doesn't. So enjoy the Tigers this year, either. I don't know. That hasn't been resolved. All we know is that wherever you find them, Chase Medeni will be doing the games during the week. You won't see him at all on the weekend because on Saturday he'll be working for Fox, and on Sunday he'll be working for NBC and Peacock. Okay. You talk about frequent flyer miles. Boy. Anyway, let's do this before we say a little bit about the Lions, and then we get out of here for the weekend. I'm still not done shoveling snow yet, by the way. Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale, 517-610-5372, 37 Walton Street. The only place around here to go for tech services. You won't find a better tech service business than this one. And it's right here among us in Hillsdale, 37 Walton Street. Downtown, about 100 yards west of Howell Street, I think. Anything at all. Tech services. Tim Lindley and his staff are more than capable of resolving any tech issue you have. Computers, new or used, flat screen TV, mounting, programming setup. Maybe if you're changing internet providers, you need that installed. Printers, new or used, anything at all. Get in there and see them. Okay. When you do, tell me and Mickey sent you. Thank you very much. 37 Walter Street, downtown Hillsdale. Now, football. As you saw in the headlines, Dan Skipper's calling it a career. Good old Skip. Became a fan favorite after that night in Dallas a couple of years ago, didn't he? He will be missed. At 6'9", I think he was one of the tallest players in the league. He had a okay career. Okay, he says he wants to get into coaching. I hope he does. More power to him. But so long, Dan Skipper. We're gonna miss you, Skip, and congratulations on a great career. Aiden Hutchinson has been nominated for a couple of different awards: NFL Comeback Player of the Year and the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. He's more likely to be a good candidate to win the Comeback Player of the Year award with his 14.5 sacks, and he led the league in pressures with 100. He's the first player in the league with multiple seasons of 100 or more pressures. He had 101 in 2023. According to Pro Football Focus, since they've been keeping that stat in 2006, I believe. Okay. We're going to leave with something, too. Maybe talk about this a little bit tomorrow morning with Andy. Consider this, folks. Think about this. The NFL owners are going to consider a rule change this offseason. I'll throw it out to you and see what you think about it. As a defensive player is closing in on a quarterback, and he's about to bring him down, sack him. Rather than get sacked, the quarterback will throw the ball away, and he is flagged for intentional grounding. It's a penalty. He's called for throwing the ball away because he doesn't want to get sacked. In doing so, if he does get penalized, should the player who was about to make the tackle on him get credit for a sack? Think about that. Think about that. I think you should. I think that's one rule change that they should definitely look at. If you're about to bring a quarterback down and he gets flagged for intentional grounding, you should be credited with a sack. And we'll talk about this tomorrow morning with Jed and Andy. So that's going to do it. I did see another Mel Kiper mock draft. What was that? His second one. He had the Lions at 17, taking a guard from Penn State. Really, Mel? A guard from Penn State? No. By the way, too, even if Taylor Decker doesn't retire, the Lions need to release him or cut him or let him go, and save what, $15 million in cap space. Decker should walk out the door right behind Dan Skipper. I really do. And that's why the Lions are going to be there drafting an offensive tackle at number 17. I can guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. Okay. If there's somebody they really like, they might move up a few spots to take it. Okay, that's going to do it. That's going to wrap it up. Stay warm. It's going to be very, very cold. Bitterly cold, dangerous temperatures. So don't go out much. Stay inside. Bundle up, stay inside, whatever. Just be careful, okay? Proceed with caution, as they say. That's going to do it. Thanks so much for watching and listening. I'll talk to you all again on Monday. And don't forget tomorrow morning from 9 to 10 here locally at WCSR 92.1 with Andy on the Timeout Show. So until Monday, I will bid you all a very pleasant, safe, warm, toasty warm weekend and say thanks for watching. So long, everybody.